Josh, and welcome to D&D Cell. I've been participating in the Doomsday Halloween challenge by Crafty, Retro Roboland, and N-scale Dystopia. So in this challenge you roll 2 dice to determine the theme for your diorama. My roll was the living dead and an abandoned house, or abandoned building. So I was thinking of some kind of ancient and forgotten tomb protected by undead guardians sitting underneath some abandoned house, or I should say an abandoned apartment block. As you can see, I started by picking up a basic shape for my temple and the surrounding tunnels with some foam offcuts from other projects. Then I started bulking them out a bit with this foam clay, which is really handy for being very light and surprisingly easy to work with once you get it a bit wet. I wasn't very concerned with giving this bottom layer much more than a base coat at this stage, because I knew that when I eventually joined the two halves together, there was going to be some pretty big gaps to fill, and I'd probably end up having to paint a good portion of it a second time. So while I pontificate about the layout of the apartment above this abandoned tomb, let's have a look at some other excellent dioramas by the other great participants in our challenge. We've got a bit of a layout set out here, which will hopefully look sensible. Yeah, a bit of language practice too. And I'm imagining some kind of shell house, like the ones you'd find in the abandoned ghost cities all around China, such as Ordos. And so what I'm thinking is, we call it a shell house because it's quite literally sold as a concrete shell. Like, all the walls are bare concrete, all the floor is bare concrete. There's a door, a front door, there are windows, and there are pipes. So the idea is that you can then decorate the interior basically however you want, which is very good for anyone who's got some very specific ideas about how they want to decorate their interior. The downside is you have to buy literally everything separately, including the kitchen sink. while I tear my bits box apart looking for suitable minis for this project, let's have a look at some more fabulous dioramas that were done by the other participants in this challenge. Rummaging through my bits box has turned up some good 172 scale figures that work really well as adventurers, as well as these Han Dynasty infantry models from Caesar Miniatures. I'm going to use them as my Tomb Guardians. Seeing as how they're undead, it made sense that I'd keep coming at you even after you hacked off a limb or two. So I thought, why not model a couple of them like as though they'd been shot in the arm, or had an arm or something shot off or cut off. I went for a pretty simple colour scheme for these guardians, mainly some brass, a bit of white and brown, as well as some Death Guard green for their skin. The survivors, on the other hand, I painted a variety of colours, mainly browns and dark blues. Alright, so while the paint's drying on them, let's have a look at a few more excellent dioramas. something's missing. Well, let's have a look at a few more dioramas while I try to figure it out. This is quite the oversight. These radiators are not only on every wall in my home, but on like every wall in pretty much every room in every building in the entire province. Fortunately, they're usually on the outer wall, which I haven't modelled in this building, because otherwise you couldn't see inside. There are a couple of exceptions though, notably that bathroom and the living room. So I've carved out a couple of pieces of foam core, painted them up, and then painted up some paper clips to use for the pipes. Yeah, gluing these in turned out not to be a very fun experience, especially in this very, very tiny cramped space. With this little oversight out of the way, let's take a look at the finished product. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment and hit the like button. Share it with your friends if you think they'll enjoy this, or with your enemies if you think it'll annoy them. And I'll see you next time.